So today we're going to be checking the 3 hives. I need to check on queens, how they're doing, various things like that, see what all's going on. To start with, we're going to start today with the small hive. A little bit of back history on the small hive. I got this as a nucleus hive, which is just 5 frames. Back in May, had a queen in it with a blue dot on her back to make her easy to find, and blue is the color this year, so all queens were marked with blue. Brought them home, fed them, did everything, but they never really grew. She didn't lay well, and I kind of babied them along, but around late July, I started noticing she just wasn't laying. They weren't expanding at all. They're really only in this bottom box here. The top box is completely empty. It's just concealing a jar, which I can show you. Or maybe not. It's stuck pretty good. I'll have to open it in a minute. There it goes. See? So there's nothing in there. And by now, they should have had 10 frames. I mean, they should have already expanded into the next box up. So about the time I was getting ready to replace the queen, the hive went ahead and did it themselves. And a new queen hatched out, and I spotted her before. I want to make sure that she got mated properly so that she can start laying female eggs. If she does not get mated, she can only lay male eggs, which is of no help. The females do all the work. The males are worthless other than for fertilizing the queen. So I need to check in there today, make sure that she's laying, that she got fertilized correctly, and that this hive has finally turned the corner and got back on its feet. As well, if they have got back on their feet, I'm going to take these frames over here that the smoker's sitting on and put these on top so that they can expand up the way that they should have already expanded had they not been doing so poorly. So let's get inside there and take a look. Alright, you can see the pollen that they've stored, the yellow and orange. That's part of their food. This is a nice frame to look at. You can see, if I can get my shadow out of the way, we have capped brood. That's the brown cappings. And then surrounding that, you see all the pollen that they've stored to make it easy to feed the young as they emerge. Look at all that orange and yellow pollen. Pretty good stuff. The next hive we're going to look at is the middle hive today. And it is a brand new hive as of about April. This hive over to the left was the only hive I had that survived the winter, the blue one there. It got to a point in April where it was getting ready to swarm into someplace else. I didn't want that to happen, so I split them myself, made them think that they swarmed, and split them into this middle hive here. I've read a lot of things that say when you do a split, you've got to move them 2 miles away or this or that. I didn't have any options because I'm in a neighborhood. I've got 1 yard, that's it, period. So I split side by side, as you can see here, and this hive laid a queen, and everything has been going beautifully. She got mated. She's been laying. You can see they've got several boxes that I've had to add this summer, and just going beautifully. So I don't believe that you have to move them a certain amount away, you know, unless I just got extremely lucky this time. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to get in there and make sure that she's still okay. I've never actually seen her. She was, I want to say the first week of May is when she hatched, probably. And I've seen eggs and evidence, and the hive is doing really good, but I've never actually spotted the queen. So this will be a good time for, hopefully, to get my first glimpse of her. And if I do, I'll put a little video of her for you guys. Let's get into this hive now. Here we have the queen. This is the queen to the middle hive. Isn't she a beauty? Look at that girl. And she's a laying machine. She's gonna go to the other side and hide from us. See if we can catch her laying. Yeah, there she's laying one. Let's watch her see if she's laying it. Yeah, see? Sticking her butt down in there. Laying an egg. She's looking for another empty cell. Yep, there's another one. Laying an egg. Look at her. She's a machine. An absolute machine. And they're all tending to her, making sure she's okay. There's another open cell. Let's put an egg in there. All right. Good stuff. This is what you call outstanding brood pattern. If you look, it goes from wall to wall. She filled in every cell almost. That is what you're looking for in a queen that can raise young like that. The more workers, the more honey that's coming in, and the healthier this hive is. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Alright, and the last hive today, just as a recap, this is the hive that I made through the winter. I had 2 hives last year. One died in November, and this one survived, and as I told you before, they wanted to swarm, so I split them into this hive and made 2 hives. Well, back at the beginning of August, they wanted to swarm again because this hive has just got so many bees. It's just exploding with bees. I kind of panicked and tried to kill all the swarm cells in there so they couldn't raise a new queen, which is not really what you want to do. Once they get it in their head they're going to swarm, then they're going to swarm, and that's pretty much how it is. If you don't split them, you can't just kill the swarm cells because they'll just create more. But anyway, to make a long story short, I missed 2 of the queen cells. So about a week, 10 days later, when I looked in there again to make sure everything was okay, lo and behold, 2 queen cells had hatched. I don't know if there was a battle between the 2 or what happened, but my queen left. My queen that I had last year, who was a beautiful brown queen, she did swarm, took off. There's still a lot of bees in there, but I'm sure she took some bees with her. So I'm just going to get in there today, see if I can spot the new queen that hatched. Since 2 of them hatched, there's got to be one in there somewhere. I don't know if those 2 battled it out to replace the old queen or what happened. But we're going to get in there and check that out as well and see if the new queen that hatched is laying and has gotten fertilized, just like we checked earlier in this yellow hive. So I need to make sure the new queen, and that they're not getting ready to swarm again or anything crazy like that. So let's get into this hive now and we'll see what's going on. Did successfully make a new queen, and she has mated successfully, and now she's been laying eggs. She's a really dark queen and she's beautiful. I'll show her to you. So the queen that was in this hive had a green dot on her back, and she was really light brown. She was a really good queen. I hate to have lost her. I saw they were making queen cells, and I knew the hive was really packed, so I knew they were going to be swarming. But I didn't get out here and split them in time, so she took off, took some of the bees with her, and this is the new queen. But just look how magnificent she looks. So hopefully she'll have a good brood pattern, and she's a really good layer. We'll have to look and see. But I just spotted her on this 3rd frame that I pulled out. So this is a new queen. So I have 2 new queens. One in the other hive and one in this hive. All right.